My life is and was, pretty good. I grew up in Kitchener, Ontario, and had a really great childhood. I've got great parents, I've got a great brother. I met the love of my life, Jared, and he said, I want to move to Calgary, and I said, I'll come with. And then I started getting headaches in kind of late February, March, and they were subtle. They weren't enough for me to miss work, but they were enough that on the weekends I just laid on the couch. And then it got to the point where I just had to start calling in sick. By the time he had parked, they had already triaged me. I was seen within 20 minutes. I had a CAT scan within an hour, and then like 3 hours later they got the results, and the ER doc came and said, we've got the results of your CAT scan and I don't like what I see. You've got a close 7-centimeter tumor in your right frontal lobe. To be honest, I felt relief, because to me, all the days in bed and the days I called in sick to work, to me, I'm like, okay, so there is something wrong with me. This isn't just me being lazy or me thinking I have a headache. You have a glioblastoma. It's an incurable form of cancer. It's fingered into your brain and it cannot be operated on. I didn't realize that incurable cancer existed. And of course it does, right? But it hit me after kind of like a day that I was like, of course it exists because of like the run for the cure and all these things. But to me, so many people survive cancer now that that's the norm. In that moment, that was a tough night, but thankfully I haven't had many of those like, oh my goodness, like, I've got cancer and this is serious and all of that since then. Everybody asks the same question. What can I do to help? I want to help. And they want to do something tangible. That's what I've learned. But I still thought I could rally these people in terms of giving money. And I also learned pretty quickly that without new treatments, I'm dead in the water. So I kind of started this thing called the Woloshyn's Warriors Tour, and it's just like a website through the Alberta Cancer Foundation, and I've encouraged people to do their own fundraisers or just make donations, and everything's directed through there, and that money was earmarked for brain cancer research. I've always known that recurrence is not only possible, but probable. A lot of people do fundraising for themselves to go overseas or down to the States to get treatment for themselves, because that's really their only option. I've always thought, if I put this into the bigger pot, it may not pay off on me, but the money's gonna go further. One of the things it helps me do is it helps me kind of articulate what I'm feeling. I think it gives me a bit of motivation. I don't feel I have an obligation, but I feel that I have an opportunity here to turn this tragedy into something better. You want to protect your family, you want to protect the people close to you, so you don't want them to worry. So I'm always balancing that a little bit. There are very few individuals that I let inside the dark circle. It's rare. Sometimes I'll get really angry and cry and have those moments where I'm just like, I wouldn't say out of control, but just very emotional. But most of the time it's me feeling really tired and lying on the couch and just being extremely frustrated that I can't get out for the run that I had planned, or I can't do the writing that I had planned. Is this just me really needing to recuperate because I have brain cancer and I'm on treatment and my body needs time to heal, or am I being lazy? And that mental battle of frustration is the tough one. So I've learned to kind of just, when I hit that wall, to just deal with it. I'm trying to let go of trying to control it, because I've finally kind of accepted that this is not necessarily anything I did to bring this on. It just is what it is, and I just got to ride it. So I'm in the process of putting together my will right now, as well as my personal directive, which is kind of like who's in charge when I can't be. We've had some deaths this summer, unfortunately, and going to those funerals, I've gotten a new appreciation for who a funeral's for. It's for the people left behind. for me, my motivation to get those things locked down is in the moment, in a hospice type of situation where I can't communicate or I'm not able to, that's going to be hard enough on my family themselves. I guess the small blessings in something like cancer is you have some time, and even, you know, you have some times to consider these things and put these things in place. You know, I could still get hit by a bus, but it's likely that cancer is going to kill me.